Listen carefully. Your brain is the most dangerous weapon you own, yet it is also the most treacherous enemy you will ever face. It whispers comfort, seduces you with ease, and pulls you into the swamp of mediocrity. It wants you soft, compliant, predictable. But understand this truth. The path to power, the path to respect, the path to greatness is built on doing the things your brain resists. Power is not found in pleasure. It is carved in pain. It is forged in resistance. And if you want to rule your own life, you must become the tyrant of your own mind. Not the negotiator, not the pleaser, the tyrant, the sovereign. You must force your mind into submission, not ask, not hope, not wait, force. Just as Machiavelli taught rulers to bend men through fear, you must bend your mind through command. The brain is a servant. It is not the king. You are the king. And kings do not beg their subjects to act. They dictate, they decree, they enforce. When your brain screams, "Stop, it's too hard," that is the exact moment you push harder. That is where the treasure lies. That is where you step beyond weakness into dominance. Say it aloud and comment it below. I bend, my mind obeys. Let this be the law you live by. From today forward, weakness dies here. Part 2. The enemy within. Understand this. Your greatest enemy is not the man across from you. It is not the rival plotting in the shadows. It is not society, not circumstance, not fate. Your greatest enemy lives inside your skull, the brain, the primitive, cowardly organ that values survival over supremacy. It wants food, warmth, distraction, dopamine, nothing more. It does not care for your legacy. It does not care if you die nameless, forgotten, weak. And here is the Machiavellian truth. Left ungoverned, the brain will betray you. Like a disloyal minister, it will whisper lies. Rest, you deserve it. Delay, there is time. Give up, it's too hard. Lies designed to keep you mediocre, lies designed to keep you docile. So what do you do with a treacherous minister? You do not negotiate. You do not hope it changes. You seize control. You strip it of power. You rule with cold command. The brain is a servant. You are the sovereign. You issue orders and it obeys. Force yourself to do what you resist. When the voice says don't, you must. When the instinct says quit, you continue. Every act of forced discipline is a dagger in the heart of weakness. Every moment you act against comfort is another brick in the fortress of your willpower. Cold psychology says this: pain is leverage. Pain is a weapon. Use it. Train your mind to crave resistance. Turn difficulty into addiction. Comment this now and brand it onto your soul. My weakness kneels before my will. Say it, write it, own it, because once you master the enemy within, no enemy without can touch you. Part 3. The law of hard things. There is a law most men never learn. A law as ruthless as it is simple. The harder the task, the more it transforms you. Comfort leaves you weak. Hardship leaves you sharp. Struggle sculpts the mind into iron. Your brain, however, revolts against this law. It wants the soft bed, the easy food, the endless distraction of glowing screens. It sabotages you with chemical traps. It says, just once more, just 5 minutes, just tomorrow. That is the coward's language. That is the poison that destroys empires before they rise. But you, if you want to ascend, you must become your own executioner of weakness. Every day, you drag your brain to the guillotine and cut down its excuses. You teach it obedience through force. Machiavelli wrote that men are ungrateful, fickle liars by nature. Your brain is the same. Never trust it. Never wait for it to feel ready. Make it obey by decree. Hard things are not obstacles. They are weapons. Every rep in the gym, every line written, every hour studied while others sleep, these are not chores. They are daggers you forge against mediocrity. When you complete what your brain hates, you carve new wiring, you shift its loyalty. Over time, resistance becomes reflex, discipline becomes instinct, and one day your brain kneels to you, no longer a traitor, but a servant, sharp, brutal, and efficient. Understand this: most men are ruled by their feelings. You must be ruled by law, not the law of the state, the law you create. Write it down, engrave it, live it. I do not wait for motivation. I do not need permission. I act, no matter the resistance. That is your constitution. And when it hurts, that is the sign, the signal you are in the right place. Pain is proof that you are burning off weakness, that you are stepping into the rare territory where greatness is born. Comment below, pain is my proof. Resistance is my ally. Let the world see your oath, because those who live by this law cannot be broken. Part 4. Breaking the chains of comfort. Comfort is the silent assassin. It kills more men than war, more dreams than failure, more kingdoms than conquest. You do not see it coming because it comes dressed as peace, as luxury, as rest. It whispers, "You've done enough. You deserve it." Take the easy road, and like a fool, most men obey. They sell their greatness for crumbs of pleasure, but you, if you seek power, you must become immune to comfort's poison. You must see it not as reward, but as trap, as the bait that lures lions into cages. The strong do not seek comfort, they seek control. The strong are not addicted to softness, they are addicted to difficulty. Your brain will not like this. It will resist. It will whine like a spoiled child stripped of toys. It will demand distraction, demand indulgence, demand ease. And here is where the Machiavellian principle applies. Never give power to the weak, even when the weak lives inside you. When the brain cries for rest, deny it. When it screams for pleasure, starve it. Train it to understand that survival is no longer the goal. Domination is. The stoic man does not avoid suffering. He sharpens himself with it. He does not collapse under pressure. He seeks it out because pressure forges strength. You must make suffering your ally, difficulty your fuel, pain your compass. Each time you resist comfort, you are not losing, you are gaining. Gaining discipline, gaining control, gaining leverage. Dark psychology teaches us this truth. People are controlled by their cravings. Whoever controls cravings controls the man. So, control your own first. Break the chains of your appetite, and you will stand above those who are still enslaved to theirs. While they drown in indulgence, you will rise in silence, harder, colder, stronger. But do not misunderstand. This path is not glamorous. It is not filled with applause. The world will not cheer as you grind. They will not see you as noble. They will see you as harsh, maybe even cruel. Good. Let them. Because cruelty to weakness is mercy to greatness. The man who disciplines himself ruthlessly becomes untouchable. So I command you now, create a daily ritual of discomfort. Lift heavier than you want. Work longer than you think. Fast when you crave food. Rise when you crave sleep. Break yourself against resistance until resistance breaks against you. That is how comfort dies. That is how power is born. Comment this below as your vow. Comfort is my enemy. Discipline is my throne. Engrave it in your mind. Because once you sever the chains of comfort, no man, no circumstance, no betrayal can stop your rise. Part 5. The Machiavellian discipline. Power does not belong to the strongest. It does not belong to the loudest. It belongs to the most disciplined. The man who can force himself to do what others refuse is the man who becomes untouchable. Understand this. Discipline is not a virtue. It is a weapon. And like all weapons, it must be sharpened, wielded, and used with precision. Your brain, however, is the enemy of discipline. It will sabotage you with excuses. It will say, not now, not today, tomorrow. It will bribe you with comfort, tempt you with pleasure, seduce you with distractions. It will whisper, "You've done enough." And every time you believe it, you hand over your throne. Machiavelli warned rulers never to trust loyalty built on weakness, because weakness shifts with the wind. Your brain is the same. Loyalty built on motivation will vanish the moment life gets difficult. That is why you must rule it like a cold prince rules a restless city, with fear, with order, with law, not by asking, by commanding, not by hoping, by enforcing. The Machiavellian man understands this. Appearances are everything. And yet, appearances begin with the private victories no one sees. When you rise before dawn while others sleep, you sharpen your unseen blade. When you force yourself through pain, you build unseen armor. When you sacrifice pleasure for progress, you construct the hidden throne upon which you will one day sit. The crowd may not notice today, but they will bow tomorrow. This is not about balance. Balance is for men who fear extremes. Discipline is about extremes. It is about bending yourself until your old identity snaps, until weakness dies screaming in the shadows of your persistence. You must be willing to cut off indulgence, sever ties with comfort, and betray your own emotions, because emotions are liars. Discipline is truth. Dark psychology teaches that men are ruled by two forces, desire and fear. Use both against yourself. Desire the man you could become. See him vividly, feel him breathing down your neck, demanding you rise. And fear the man you will remain if you fail, the weak, broken version of you who wasted potential. Between desire and fear, you forge chains strong enough to bind your mind into obedience. Now ask yourself, who do you wish to be? The man ruled by cravings, or the man who rules himself with iron law? Do you want to be common, or do you want to be untouchable? Because the answer is not given. It is earned, one hard choice at a time. So write your law, speak it aloud, live it daily. My will commands, my mind obeys, discipline is my weapon. Comment it below and etch it into your blood. Because once you master Machiavellian discipline, you do not just survive. You do not just succeed, you dominate. Part 6. Mastering the art of self-war. Most men live their lives avoiding war. They fear conflict. They flee from struggle. They beg for peace, for comfort, for security. But what they do not understand is this. The greatest war is not waged against nations, not against rivals, not even against fate. The greatest war is fought within, against the self, against the weak brain that seeks chains, against the emotions that betray reason, against the cravings that enslave kings. You must master this inner war. If you fail, you will live as a subject, ruled by appetite, driven by laziness, conquered by distraction. If you win, you will reign as a sovereign, calm, ruthless, unshaken. The art of this war is discipline, cold, relentless, merciless discipline. The type of discipline that does not ask, "Do I feel like it?" but declares, "It will be done." The type that does not wait for inspiration, but manufactures progress through sheer force of will. The Stoics understood this truth. They knew that fortune cannot be controlled, but response can. The Machiavellian takes this further. Not only do you control your response, you control the very machinery of your mind. You bend it until it submits. You do not let it wander into weakness. You chain it to duty, to action, to command. Consider how a ruler treats a rebellious city. Does he ask it politely to behave? Number. He enforces order. He crushes disobedience. He rewards loyalty but swiftly punishes betrayal. That is how you must treat your brain. When it resists, you crush the resistance. When it betrays you with excuses, you punish it with action. When it tries to seduce you with comfort, you starve it until it learns. And here lies the paradox. Only through cruelty to the self can you achieve mercy for your future. Only by crushing your current weakness can you protect the man you are becoming. Every act of self-denial is an act of self-creation. Every hard thing you force yourself to do is another stone in the fortress of your will. Dark psychology says that humans are easily manipulated by reward and punishment. Use this against yourself. Build a system where you do not indulge weakness. No rewards for comfort, no prizes for laziness. You reward only strength, only discipline, only progress. In time, your brain learns. Pleasure comes only through obedience. And when that shift occurs, you no longer fight your mind. It fights for you. But make no mistake, the war never ends. Weakness does not die, it sleeps, it waits, it prowls the corners of your psyche, ready to strike when you falter. That is why vigilance must be eternal. That is why law must be absolute. You cannot grant your brain freedom, because freedom to a traitor is always betrayal. Ask yourself, are you ready to be hated by your own mind? Are you ready to endure its screams, its cravings, its resistance? Because that is the price of mastery. But once you pay it, once you break it, once you rule it, you rise above the masses who are still enslaved. You become untouchable. Comment this below as your battle oath. I wage war within, I conquer, I rule. Let the weak laugh, let them mock. They are slaves. You are sovereign. And remember, self-war is not punishment, it is liberation. It is the only path to true power. Part 7. Forging the Iron Mind. The weak man lives as a slave to his cravings, to his emotions, to his excuses. He wakes when he feels like it, eats what he feels like, works only when forced. He is a puppet, and his brain pulls the strings. He tells himself he is free, yet he is shackled by comfort, shackled by weakness, shackled by the soft voice within that says, take it easy. There's always tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow is the graveyard of wasted potential. Tomorrow is where men bury their greatness. If you wish to rise, you must destroy tomorrow. You must demand of yourself now. Power is seized in the present, not promised to the future. To forge an iron mind, you must embrace war with yourself. Your brain will rebel, it will revolt, it will scream for mercy, but mercy is weakness. Machiavelli taught that a ruler who is too merciful invites chaos and betrayal. The same principle applies within. Show too much mercy to your brain, and it will betray you into comfort, betray you into mediocrity, betray you into failure. Instead, you must govern your mind like a tyrant king, cold, calculating, ruthless. When it craves ease, deny it. When it begs for rest, ignore it. When it whispers, stop, you go harder. Each act of denial forges another link in the chains that bind your weakness. Each act of discipline tempers your will into steel. The Stoic said, the obstacle is the way. The Machiavellian adds, the obstacle is also the weapon. Every hardship you face, every resistance you endure, is not an enemy, it is a tool. Pain becomes your training ground, fatigue becomes your sharpening stone. Fear becomes your sparring partner. If you can embrace this, you will not only survive hard things, you will hunger for them. Understand, most men will never do this. They live as cattle, predictable, docile, harmless. Their minds are weak because they obey every impulse. They think discipline is unnatural, when in truth it is weakness that is unnatural. Discipline is the restoration of power. Discipline is the law of kings. Dark psychology makes one thing clear. Control equals dominance. Whoever controls behavior controls destiny. Most men are controlled by external forces, advertising, distractions, other people's opinions. But the iron mind is self-controlled. It cannot be manipulated because it manipulates itself. It bends its own emotions, its own cravings, its own impulses into obedience. But be warned, this path is not gentle. The forging of steel requires fire. The forging of the iron mind requires suffering, long nights, endless repetition, sacrifice of pleasures, silence in the face of doubt. You must break before you can rebuild. And in breaking, you shed the skin of the weak man and emerge as the untouchable. Ask yourself, are you willing to endure this? Are you willing to kill the old version of yourself? Because he will not go quietly. He will cling, scream, bargain. He will tempt you with comfort one last time. And that is where you must strike hardest. Kill the weak man, or he will kill your destiny. So write this into your code of law and declare it in the open. I forge my mind in fire. Weakness dies, power remains. Comment it now as proof of your commitment. Because once the iron mind is forged, no betrayal, no hardship, no enemy can shatter it. And in that silence, in that cold mastery of self, you become sovereign. Part 8. The sovereign of the self. Power begins within. Before you can bend the world, you must bend yourself. Before you can command others, you must command your mind. Weak men imagine power as domination over crowds, armies, empires. But the truth is darker. The man who cannot govern himself is unfit to govern anything. Your brain is a kingdom in rebellion. It is full of whispers, doubts, excuses, desires. It is treacherous, disloyal, prone to chaos. If you allow it freedom, it will devour you. It will sell you into comfort, enslave you to pleasure, abandon you in mediocrity. But if you seize control, if you rule it with iron law, it becomes a weapon sharper than any blade. Think like a Machiavellian ruler. A ruler does not waste time wishing for loyal subjects. He shapes them through fear and structure. Your brain is the same. Do not hope it will obey. Enforce obedience. When it says rest, you rise. When it says quit, you advance. When it says later, you act now. The brain does not respect negotiation. It respects domination. The Stoics believed in mastering response to fortune, but go further. Do not merely respond. Engineer your responses in advance. Train your brain to kneel to discipline before the test arrives. Habits, rituals, routines, these are your armies. With them, you patrol the borders of your kingdom. With them, you eliminate weakness before it festers into rebellion. Dark psychology tells us that men are governed by fear and desire. Use this against yourself. Fear the version of you that wastes his life in comfort. The weak man who dies unknown, unloved, unfeared. Desire the version of you who cannot be broken, the man whose will bends reality, whose name echoes beyond his life. Between that fear and that desire, forge your chains. Bind your brain until it understands. I am no longer a servant. I am the sovereign. And know this, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is liberation. The man without discipline is enslaved by every craving. He is pulled left and right by emotions. He is at the mercy of others. But the disciplined man, he moves when he chooses. He acts with precision. He cannot be bribed by pleasure, nor weakened by suffering. That man is free, coldly, ruthlessly free. To achieve this, you must accept exile from the common herd. You will not live as they live. While they drown in distraction, you sharpen in silence. While they rest, you labor. While they seek comfort, you embrace hardship. They will laugh at you. They will call you obsessed, extreme, even insane. But their laughter is the hymn of slaves. Let them laugh. They are bound. You are ascending. So sharpen your law. Write it, speak it, live it. I am sovereign of myself. My mind kneels. My will rules. Comment it below. Prove it not to me, but to yourself. Prove you are no longer a puppet to your cravings. Remember, to rule yourself is to rule destiny, because once the brain is mastered, no hardship can touch you, no betrayal can weaken you, no fear can bind you. You will walk through storms untouched. You will stand among ruins unbroken. You will be the sovereign, not of others first, but of yourself. And the man who is sovereign of himself is a king wherever he walks. Part 9. Becoming untouchable. Ask yourself this: what does it mean to be untouchable? Is it to be rich? No, money can be stolen. Is it to be admired? No. Admiration turns to hatred in a single season. Is it to be feared? Fear fades when power shifts. Untouchable is deeper. It is the man who cannot be broken by external forces because he has conquered the internal ones. A fortress of the mind, an empire of will, a sovereign of self. Weak men imagine enemies in the world, rivals, critics, fate itself. But the true enemy lives within. It is the brain addicted to ease. It is the emotion begging for comfort. It is the whisper of weakness. Not now, not today. Rest, indulge. That whisper is death disguised as kindness, and most men obey it. That is why most men die common. But not you. You will not obey. You will not kneel to weakness. You will be the tyrant of your own mind. Machiavelli taught rulers that mercy invites chaos, that excessive kindness breeds rebellion. Your brain is no different. Show it mercy, and it will betray you. Give it freedom, and it will enslave you. But rule it with discipline, and it will become your most loyal servant. The Stoics said, "The obstacle is the way, but for you, the obstacle is more. It is the crucible, the fire that forges steel, the weight that builds muscle, the resistance that sharpens the blade. Every hard thing you resist doing is the exact thing that would transform you. Every time you act despite resistance, you step into sovereignty. Do you want to be untouchable? Then you must seek difficulty, chase it, hunt it, feed on it like a predator, lift when your body aches, work when your mind rebels, study when your focus falters, fast when hunger bites, wake when sleep seduces. Each act is a strike against weakness. Each act is a declaration of war against mediocrity. Dark psychology teaches that people are ruled by pain and pleasure. The masses run from pain and crawl toward pleasure. You must invert this law. Make pain your pleasure. Make discipline your reward. When others escape hardship, you enter it. When others surrender, you press forward. Soon, the very things that break them will empower you. Understand, this path will make you different. You will not fit in. The herd will not understand you. They will laugh, mock, resent. But their judgment is proof of your separation. The path to becoming untouchable is lonely, but that loneliness is sacred. It means you are rising above the common. To be untouchable, you must create laws for yourself, laws that cannot be broken. A constitution of iron. Write it down. Live by it. Something like this. I act, whether I feel like it or not. I choose pain over comfort, resistance over ease. I finish what I begin, no matter the cost. I rule my mind does not rule me. Live by such laws and you will transform. Your willpower becomes steel, your emotions bow to command, your brain obeys, and once you reach this point, nothing outside can touch you. Failures do not crush you, betrayals do not wound you, losses do not break you. You are above circumstance because you have mastered the one thing that matters, yourself. Look at history. Every king, every conqueror, every titan who endured had one trait above all: unbreakable will. They suffered, but they endured. They lost, but they rebuilt. They bled, but they rose again. That is the untouchable man, the one who cannot be defeated because defeat does not exist in his law. So ask yourself, are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to kill comfort, to exile weakness, to embrace suffering as your crown? Because that is the only path. No shortcuts, no compromise. The world does not bend to weakness. It bends to the man who bends himself first. Declare it now in the comments as your oath. I am untouchable. My will is law. My mind kneels to me. Engrave it into your soul, because once you become untouchable, you do not merely live, you rule. Part 10. The final ascension. This is the end game. The final strike. The moment where all illusions fall away and only truth remains. You came here seeking strategy. You came here wanting to know how to force your brain to do hard things. And what have you learned? that your brain is not your friend. That comfort is your enemy. That weakness is the hidden assassin living within you. You have learned that power requires cruelty, not toward others first, but toward yourself. And you have learned that discipline is not a virtue, it is a throne. Now we arrive at the last law, ascension. The transformation from common man to untouchable sovereign. 1. The death of the old self. The man you were must die. He cannot follow you into greatness. He is addicted to comfort, chained to cravings, enslaved by emotions. If you try to carry him forward, he will drag you down, whisper in your ear, pull you back into mediocrity. The old self is weakness, and weakness does not deserve mercy. You must kill him, deliberately, ruthlessly, completely. Kill him each time you rise at dawn when he begs for sleep. Kill him when you push through pain while he cries for ease. Kill him when you deny indulgence and choose discipline. Every act of self-control is a dagger in his chest. And when he is gone, when his voice no longer rules you, you will rise in his place. Cold, sovereign, untouchable. Comment this below as your declaration. The weak man dies. The sovereign rises. The second throne of pain. Most men flee from pain. You must build your throne on it. Pain is the most reliable teacher, the purest forge, the only law that never lies. When something hurts, it is proof you are touching the edge of growth. When something terrifies you, it is proof you are stepping beyond weakness. Do not run from this. Run into it. Crave the weight that breaks others. Hunger for the fire they avoid. Sit on your throne of pain and rule from it, because pain is not punishment. Pain is purification. It burns away softness and leaves only steel. And here lies the secret. Once you embrace pain, the world cannot threaten you. What can they do to you if you already choose suffering? What can they hold over you if you have trained yourself to endure? The man who has made pain his ally is untouchable. The third law of absolute discipline. To ascend, your life must be ruled by law, not the laws of society, but the laws you write for yourself. They must be absolute, unbreakable, eternal, no negotiations, no exceptions, no excuses. Here is your constitution. I act without hesitation. I do not wait for motivation. I command action. I choose the harder path when others choose the easy one. I finish everything I begin. I do not seek comfort. I seek control. My brain kneels to my will. My will kneels to nothing. Memorize these. Live them. Carve them into your routines, your habits, your very breath. Break them, and you betray yourself. Keep them, and you ascend beyond ordinary men. Comment this now. My will is law. My discipline is eternal. Fourth, isolation and power. Do not expect applause. The sovereign path is lonely. You will walk alone while others sleep, grind while others waste, suffer while others laugh. They will mock you, call you obsessed, extreme, unbalanced. Let them. Their mockery is the hymn of the herd, the laughter of slaves. You are not one of them. You are building something they cannot even comprehend. They live for comfort. You live for control. They chase pleasure. You chase power. They want acceptance. You want dominion. And in the end, when their comfort has left them weak, when their pleasures have left them hollow, when their lives end unnoticed, you will remain solid, silent, untouchable. The final test. There will come a day when life throws everything at you. Loss, betrayal, pain, fatigue, fear. And in that moment, the weak man inside you will try to rise again. He will beg, scream, cry for mercy. This is the final test. Do not flinch. Do not fold. Do not break. Instead, rise higher. The untouchable man does not survive hardship. He feeds on it. He does not endure storms, he becomes the storm. When all collapses around him, he remains calm, cold, sovereign. That is ascension. Sixth, the oath of sovereignty. Now I ask you one last time to declare your law. Comment it below as your eternal oath. I am sovereign of myself, I am untouchable, my will commands, my mind obeys. Write it, say it, own it, because once you declare it, you cannot return. You have chosen the path. The old self is gone, the weak man is dead. Only the sovereign remains. 7. The final call. If this monologue has carved into you, if it has sharpened your will, then you know what comes next. To continue rising, you must stay inside the fortress. This channel, Mental Fort, is the armory, the place where weapons of the mind are forged. So listen closely. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, not as a casual act, but as a ritual, as an oath that you are committed to this path, because here you will not be entertained, you will be armed. This is your initiation, this is your law. The sovereign rises now, the untouchable is born, and the world will never break you again.